Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. Mic check, ladies and gentlemen. The rich are getting richer. Are you standing by watching as the parade goes by? Or are you able to partake in some of the heist of America? Because that's what this is, ladies and gentlemen. But you better be part of the heist at this point, because otherwise, you're going to be part of the living dead, the ones that can't afford anything. And we got to talk a lot about that tonight and so much more. And you guys know how we get into it. If you guys have anything to say, remember, the chat room is always open. And welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. Stop struggling now, gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you so much for being here. Please share the videos so you know, again, there's people out here that's sleepwalking. There's people out here that doesn't know that the stock market keeps going up, up, up and away. They don't know they're sitting there on the sidelines watching it just go by and working their behinds off. 80% of you are watching this right now are living paycheck to paycheck. And you're going to go, oh, Eric, not me. I understand what you're saying. But see, here's the other thing. 6 out of 10 of you watching don't have $500 in your bank account. So therefore, you're not going to be able to invest that much, correct? All right. 7 out of 10 of you watching this don't even have 1,000 in your bank account, which, again, in case of emergencies, you're not going to have any money left over. So that's why you need to do certain things. And that's what we talk about here in the SSN Nation. So first things first, I got to tell you guys, something happened. I dropped it. I had something for you. Oh, yeah, we got some new bankers cards. Look, crazy. It came in the mail. They're just their logos on there. Visa. Cool. Anyhow, that just came today. If you don't know about Bankus, that's just a company that uses crypto that you can, if you're into crypto, you send your money down to the card. It's basically a payment type card. What do you call those cards where you send money to? I don't even remember. Gift card, let's say. It's basically crypto. You send it down to Bankus. It's in Mexico, outside the United States, which is one of our requirements, by the way. Remember, we have a thing that started 2 years and 7 months ago. I know it's kind of wild, right? 2 years, well, 5 months ago. Well, 6 months ago. Anyhow, 2 years, 6 months ago, we started a countdown of 3 years. And we said, you better have your bank account outside the United States, one way or another. You better have business outside the United States or real estate outside the United States. And the 775 credit score. Why the credit score? Because you can already get 0% interest for 21 months and 24 months. But I'm waiting for 0% interest for 36 months, 3 years, where almost 99% of your money goes towards your principal instead of the other way around. When it first starts, if you decide to do the unthinkable, paying minimums is not the best thing with your credit. Just so you know, you can never pay it off at 30%, 25%, 20%, right? So just keep in mind, we're here. Financial freedom is the number one thing. Financial independence, that's even better. So you have to have passive income coming in first. So why don't we start with passive income with the stock market? Why can't you do that? Anybody can do that. You can buy partial shares now. You don't even have to buy whole shares anymore. You can have Robinhood, Webull, Moo, anybody else, Fidelity. It does not matter who you want. You can even have Chase if you want it. Banks have brokerage accounts these days. It's allowed. So just keep all that in mind. That's just one way to start. And of course, the rich keep getting a lot richer because, again, mathematics don't lie. If I have $1 million and you have $1,000 and the stock market goes up 10%, woohoo for you. You got $100. 10% for me with the mill, $100,000. That dwarfs the $100. You can see where this goes. And unfortunately, the top 10% own more than 50% of the population. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can easily see where this goes. You're in the midst of the Roman Empire, going down right before your eyes. Don't worry, you still have time to play. But while you're playing, you better make sure you're getting assets that pay you back. Otherwise, you're going to have to do what a lot of people don't want to do. They're uncomfortable with. You might have to start your own business or create a business. And that means it's high risk, high rewards because you don't get loans from the government. You don't get to be like Elon Musk and Oracle and Nvidia and Apple and all the rest of them. No, you don't get any subsidies, nor are you going to get government contracts for your services unless you're very special, or under this regime, unless you're friends of the regime. Because they like their friends who haven't started a business that 10 days ago, and they'll give them a $20, $30 million contract. I mean, DEI on steroids is beyond me. But once again, you're not going to be a participant, whether you want to call it DEI or not, because they're not thinking nothing about your ass unless you're friends of the program. I mean, the regime. So, since you're not going to be friends of the regime because you're sitting here watching me right now, that confirms you're not friends of the regime, because you'd be sitting on the beach somewhere drinking pina coladas because you'd be going, man, we just started a company 5 days ago. Can you believe we got a government contract for $25 million from our friends of the regime? We don't know what to do, but we still got the money. You see, ladies and gentlemen, while you're sitting here watching the parade go by, there's some other stuff that's going by, and it's detrimental to you, your loved ones, and your family, and your grandkids, and your great-great-grandkids, and your great-great. So again, you better get to work. 2 jobs? Check. 3 jobs, including your partners. Check. So now what are you going to do? I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. The good news is you have social media platforms everywhere. Any given day of the week, you can start doing something and have somebody following you and you can get some money. So we're starting off with the stock market today. It's very, very simple, right? But what else are you going to have to do? You're going to have to make money. You're going to have to reduce your debt. So while we're talking about that, I always have to say a few things. Findhelp.org. That's one of the things you should be going to. Findhelp.org. I'm putting it in all of the chat room spaces. You guys should be able to go findhelp.org in the United States. Oh, I see you, Humberto. I see you, man. How's that real estate going? How's the project going inside Vistacana? Hey, man, I've been checking you out. I've been seeing some homes being built. But the thing is, man, I think those things were like 300 and something, but it's all right, man. There's a market for everybody inside Vistacana. Very well, man. Very nice to see you. Hopefully everything's going well down there. And on July 1st, we're going to have Johan Confidante, the preeminent real estate attorney and attorney in all of the Dominican Republic, will be here July 1st at 8:50. Well, actually, I don't remember. It's either 8:50 p.m. Eastern or 7:50 p.m. Eastern. But either way, it's going to be July 1st. It goes down. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're doing out here. We're trying to make you guys some money. We can't let you guys be hanging. We can't leave you behind. Post-retirement travel is here. He's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. Another investor is in the house. He's going to have delivery later on this year for some real estate in the Dominican Republic. Pre-construction style, ladies and gentlemen. No credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry for the first 50 to 60% down. Then you have to come up with the remaining 30 or 40%. So maybe you might need credit if you don't have the cash. But at least to get in and hold it at yesterday's price, that's a winner right there, because he bought something for 200 and something thousand dollars, 220, 230, 240. They're selling it for 400,000 now. I know. while he sat there and paid 0% for the pre-construction. I know, ladies and gentlemen. So you see, this is what happens. This is exactly what we're talking about tonight. The rich get richer. That's how this works. You have to be able to invest. You have to be able to have low debt in order to free up some money. Those are the keys right there to the castle. And welcome again, because he has the icon next to his name, which I humbly appreciate. That means he's a member of the channel. That's right, we do have memberships, just in case you guys don't know, regardless of the shadow ban situation. And let me talk about his tagline. Hello, all. Let's do this. That's what we do, ladies and gentlemen. We try to help you. That's right, the chat room's open. You might want to pay attention to it. Even on replay, you might want to pay attention to it, because you never know what valuable information resides there from comments, because we're not live with the audience. Maybe on Monday I might experiment with call in, come on down, let's have a nice chit chat. But all right, very nice to see you, post-retirement travel. And EV Place is here as well, another investor, another person that goes with the program. The SSN Nation way, built in inherently, buying real estate outside of the United States. 2 people in a row. What's the odds of this, ladies and gentlemen? It's phenomenal, I will say that. In Dominican Republic, both, and both purchased at low, low prices. Winning. And welcome, EV Place, to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream with that icon that I humbly appreciate next to his name. And he brings his tagline. Good evening, SSN. Happy Friday. Yes, it is a happy Friday. I hope you all are doing well. Yes, we're alive. We're kicking. We're talking. And we're good to speak. So all's good. I can't say much about that. All right, let's go. Hey, Eric, what platform were you using to send US dollars to the Dominican Republic? I was not. I just simply used Chase. No, sorry. At first I used Chase. Then I used Navy Federal for $25. That's it. I was like, that's what it was, $25. And I did it myself in the back office. So I was just like, I could go some other route trying to use the other one. But the problem, it was kind of weird. Remitly, Wise, no, none of those. There was one individual that created an app called Jubilee, but the app doesn't appear to be working exactly. Don't use Jubilee. All right? Because it basically, let's just call it what it is. The gatekeepers, he was riding on something. And how it works is that when you're doing a startup and you have less than X amount of dollars, then they don't care. But soon as you start having traffic, all of a sudden they go, wait a minute, he's using our stuff and charging less. We might have a little issue. So I'm pretty sure that's what came up. I don't know for a fact, but I'm just guessing because I haven't seen too much Jubilee anything. And again, when you have to start saying, well, go pick it up over here, we're going to punch in, it's just kind of weird to me. I would rather have Bankus. But in your defense about that, the other party, NDR, would have to have Bankus. Then it would cost you still way too much. It costs 4%. So it depends on how much money you send, how much you spend or send rather. Because 10,000 at 4% is $40, right? Or wait, is that right? That is no. Yeah, that is right. So I mean, sorry, no, 400. It's not 10. I said 10,000, not 1,000. 10,000 would be $400. See, that's where the problem comes in. If you're spending a smaller amount, then it kind of might make sense. But if you can send like 5 Gs and it costs you $25 or less, then there's no real reason not to use somebody that costs $20 and I can send $8,000. I mean, that's what it goes, right? All right. But yeah, Jubilee, I don't think that's going to be, I don't know what's happened. Haven't seen anything. I used to get messages. I used to get some things from them, but I haven't in the last seemingly like year. So I was not surprised when you said it does not work. EV Play says PRT with Revolut. You can get free cash advance from some DR ATMs. That's pretty cool. That works. All right, post-retirement travel says, really, but what am I trying to do is send US dollars from my US bank account to my US dollar account at Band Reservists. Yeah, again, it's just pay the 25 bucks. I mean, it's got to be that, right? I mean, how much is Chase? 30, I think it was. 30, 35. Either way, I mean, if you got a wire and you're spending, like we used to 5,000, 8,000, 3,000, whatever, it was like, well, if I'm sending these guys this kind of money, am I really going to care about 35 bucks or 25 bucks? That was like, that's what, because the convenience factor. It was just convenient. Because once your accounts link, that even made it easier because your accounts are linked. So now the next time you send, it gets there faster. And I'll tell you guys something else that actually occurred. It started going, I send it today. It was in my account in DR the next day. Now, it might deal with what bank you have. I had Scotiabank and Banco de la Hora. Lopez de Horo, de Lopez de, what is it? Banco Lopez de Haro, I think. Anyhow, those are the banks I had, still have, and therefore it would be there the next day. Chase, Navy Federal, but not the first time. The first time it seemingly took like 3 days or 4 days, but after that, it was there literally like the next day all the time. Never a problem. So again, is that worth trying to find something that's 10 bucks or 15? Not for me. And it's trackable by those guys. So, you know, that's the only advice I can say right now. I don't know about Band Reservists. I was trying to get Band Reservists. I couldn't believe it. I was trying to get a business account with Band Reservists. 6 months goes by. I'm like, what's happening? 7 months go by. A year goes by. So then I said, F it. You guys are silly. All right, PRT, you might be able to hook up both US and DR accounts in Revolut, but check their limits exactly. There's always going to be a limit situation. EV Place, I use Remitly to send $50 as a test, and it was transferred from my US bank to the D. See, this is what I'm saying. Unfortunately, the fees can be high sometimes. The beauty is the speed. Oh man, hold on. Uh-oh, no. Okay. You guys, look. You guys might think this is some wine or something. No, wrong. Look. Pellegrino. Mineral water. Pop, pop, fizz, fizz. So, keeping this on standby. This is for health is wealth reasons. It's not wine. It's just water. It's sparkling water, actually. Check it out. Every now and then, you should have some. Good thing you have Google these days. Go find out what sparkling water can do for you. Help with your body a little bit. I'm not saying a lot, just a little. A little. I'm not going to drink the whole thing. I already had half of it the other day. I'm probably going to drink the rest of it tonight. But it's all good. EV Place, I'll check Revolut since I also have an account. That's cool. Let us know. But who's the cheapest place? Since EV Place, you might know. How much is it? Yeah, when I wired with Chase, I believe it was 30 or 35 directly from Chase. You doing it in the back office. And it was there like next day after the first time. It was crazy. I was shocked. And also coming back, it was the next day. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, when you have top dog banks, that's how it works. Just saying. All right, here we go. $25 is domestic. Yeah, 25. Yep, that would be Chase. And then they charge either 30 or 35 for international. At least in my account they did. I just can't remember what it was. It was either 30 or 35. And yes, wiring inside the USA was 25. So, we'll see. Eric, did Pellegrino pay for that ad? Of course they did. Oh, that's right. I forgot to tell you guys. Oh my God, I forgot. Sponsorship has its privileges. Okay, Remember when I first started out, I used to tell you guys that I had deals with people. Like my sunglasses, I have deals with them. I have deals with Pellegrino. I have deals with, unfortunately, check this out. I got to order, I mean, not order. I got to go to Stash and get some more. But here we go. Bella Canvas. You know this good stuff right here that we make, get our t-shirts made? Got deals with them too. I know, guys. I know. It's crazy out here. It's crazy out here. I'm sorry. I forgot. I'm trying to be like ordinary citizen. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm on the favored people's list for certain things. All right. Still, even though I haven't even been doing anything for like 6 years, I've been hanging out with you guys way too much. And that's about to come to an end. I'm sorry. No, I'm just messing with you. I'm joking. I'm joking. It's not coming to an end, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get heated up shortly. All I can tell you is I can't say anything right now because I've been talking. And I just have to be real with you guys. I talked about this the other day. As an example, Wise charges you $34.98 to send 15,000, but it takes 7 days to get into your account. See, this is what I'm saying. Why not just send 15,000 for 35 bucks? 40 bucks, 30 bucks, whatever it was. But anyhow, he's going to break it down. Remitly charges 156.74. Oh, that's out of line to send the 15K, but there's one. Chase is at least $50 or more. It's no post-retirement travel. Go in your account. You should have a special account. Go in your account. It's only like 35 bucks. Something like that. I think the most is 35. That's why I say I can't remember because it's either 30 or 35. It's not 40. It's not 45. It's not more than that. All right, just saying. It's like 35 bucks. That's why it was very hard for me not to say no. I was like, well, and then you can get Navy Federal. It's 25 with Navy Federal to send overseas, I think it was. I think it's 25. So just saying. There's no reason to look around. You can get both because I know you're in the military. So you can get on Navy Federal. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we do it here. And he knows what we're doing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our gear right here. CEO of my life. The website at stopstrugglingnow.com is down. We have haters. I shouldn't say that word. We have bots. We have malware. We have virus. There has been attacks on the website. So therefore, it's down. But I have something in waiting. And quite frankly, I'm a guru now, according to AI. Because I told AI, in case you guys have missed it, I told AI, hey, go look at the YouTube channel. And then based on the videos and things you see, why don't you just make a video, make a website? And oh boy, did they. They go, how about a 12-week training course? $297. I was like, wait, what? You're charging for the stuff that I'm talking about right now? Then it said something about a weekly thing. $97. And then it said some video on demands, a 4-week course or something. $47 or something. I said, you got to be kidding me right now. And then we said, oh my, we have a loyalty program that we're about to unleash. And so therefore, I'm going to put it on our StopStrugglingNow.com site and the SSNLifestyle.com site. And the next thing I know, it popped up for links and everything to do that on the site. So the loyalty program with the top dogs that's going to be able to get in, I was like, oh my God. This is special. And by the way, I got to give a kudos out to Airo, A-I-R-O. I should have, you know what? Let me see something. I have a link. Hold on. I do have a link, by the way. I don't think I used it here, though. But I know where a link is. Hold on a second. Let me go check my phone. Let me see. Oh, by the way, Umberto, I forgot to put in some things. Oh, no, I did. I put in Grant's over there. Okay, we're good. All right. Yeah, let me see this again. Yeah, just check your Chase account. It's not $50. It's not 40 either. Like I said, it's 35 or 30. And you should have a special account too. So it shouldn't be $50. I'd be shocked if well, I shouldn't say that. Maybe they changed it. Yo, bro, just wanted to show some real love. Say Basahi. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. The first sentence, I love the love. Thank you so much from your stream because you've genuinely got crazy potential and I'd love to connect with you. Top Twitch streamer who pulls thousands of live views and has over 3M followers. Oh my. He actually helps smaller creators grow the right way with real viewers, active chat, and loyal supporters who sub, gift, and donate. If you're interested, add him on Discord, formatting, and tell him BBO sent you. This could be the push your stream needs. But CEFD3, thank you, my man. There's one little problem. This has been a passion of mine to help people this way. I don't really care about how many people I have watching at the moment because we are on iHeartRadio. We are on iTunes. We're all over the world, my man. Just because YouTube wants to shadow ban, just because Instagram and Facebook and Twitch all want to play games. I'm sorry, the info gets out. And soon there's coming a big bomb that's going to happen sometime in the next 8 to 9 months or sooner. It all depends. But a huge bomb is going to come. And guess what? It's going to come from the SSN Nation and Familia. That's right. Because me and another SSN Nation member are going to put the hammer down. It's over. Oh my. You guys have no idea. I've been having personal problems. It's personal. So I've had a little time space element. And while I've had a little time hiatus while we were putting in work, but that hiatus actually turned into a blessing in disguise. Unbelievable because we had our heads down. We were taking names, kicking ass. And we were thinking, oh, this is going to be juicy. This is going to be good. We're right. But then the hiatus, oh my, idle minds, oh, idle hands, all of a sudden, there is a ticking time bomb. And I'm just going to say this one time and 50 times. United States of America is built on systems. When this bomb comes off, they will be utilizing their judges, their lawyers, their laws. They will be changing them. There is no way they're gonna stand by as we dismantle their asses. And it's gonna be so beautiful to watch. And I'm gonna be loving it. But by the way, you guys may not know about it when it happens because this is too big. This may be too big. All I can do is tell you about one little facet of it, like our live music show. That is the only thing I can talk about because that's what you're going to be promoting. But the actual overall thing, I don't even really want to tell anybody anymore. I can't say anything if we are able to pull this off because it's enormous. And we're going to be fighting the big boys, including the people that are streaming this right now. Yeah, that's right, Facebook. That's right, we coming Instagram. That's right, we coming X. That's right, we all coming. We coming to get you. I'm talking big smack. You better cut me off early. I got a gatekeeper right now that's cut me off early, but that can be neutralized. They can't neutralize nothing after the sheets are closed off and we come locking your asses out. By the way, this is what happens when gatekeepers get lazy and they try to block people. See, when you try to block somebody, that means you're always looking. You're looking over here. You're looking over there to make sure you're blocking them. You're not keeping your eye on the prize. That means innovation. That means you got to move forward. But when you're trying to block people, you stay stationary because you're like, we're working too hard to block people. We're looking too hard to find out what they have because that way we got to stop them from doing it. We got to make sure nobody can beat us. So since nobody can beat us means we have to stop them, because if they surpass us, the gig is up. Everybody would be like, oh my God, we thought you guys were the best. We didn't know you were gatekeepers. We didn't know you were sending spyware. We didn't know you were sending DDoS attacks trying to take us apart. We didn't know you were sending web crawlers through everybody else's stuff. That's how you're able to stay ahead. You didn't know all about that, but we know about it. And your ass is about to get eaten up. I'm just talking smack right now. So I appreciate the Twitch thing. But again, Twitch is gatekeepers. You guys, we have a no gatekeeper rule. Anti-gatekeeper rule is coming. And the rulers are coming. I'm talking big mess because I actually know what it is. You guys don't. You guys think I'm a lunatic right now. But I'm just going to tell you right now, you guys are going to be able to come along for the ride and be like, smack that ass. That's what you're going to be doing. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I shouldn't be going off rogue like this. Off script, not off script. I'm still this guy. But welcome to the SSN Nation, because we're having a little fun tonight, because Friday night is story night. Now, let's get back to the situation at hand. The rich are getting richer, but it's by no mistake. How does this look? Like I said, I always have a problem with this. I'm a rich guy. You know, all the guys on TV, showing up on TVs, you know, all nice and rich. I got corporations. I have HQs that they give me free land for. How does this look? I'm just going to ask you as a friend. If you're so rich, why does your corporations need subsidies? Why do they need government contracts? Why can't you be like the ordinary citizens who are down here putting in work, who has to go down and use their own hard-earned money to get in office? Who has to go down and do their hard-earned work and go down and go find locations, and cities just charge you. You need your license and you need this. You got to pay for everything. How is it that rich guys walking around can just get free money from the government, free money from taxpayers, and taxpayers are sitting there going, I love these guys. Okay, I won't get into it again because I don't. I got no love for them assholes, because the problem is I kicked their ass once, I kicked their ass twice, and every time they did the same playbook. Change laws, try to get you arrested, call the cops, come up with fraud charges, do whatever they can do to dismantle your life, because that's the only thing they can do when they can't compete. So now we back, and we gonna kick their ass again, except this time we going for the Magnificent Seven. You heard me. The Magnificent Seven, ladies and gentlemen. They are in jeopardy. Oh, it's gonna be beautiful. It's going to be historic. All right, enough of the chit chat. I'm sorry, I'm excited, like I said, because I wish I can tell you what it is, but I can't, because this is about to change. This is a revolution, and I hope you join me, because the revolution starts in T-minus 9 months, according to my clock. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SSN Nation. This is Friday night. It's Financial Freedom Night. The rich are getting richer, and you better be on board. So let's get into it some more, because you're going to need that Robinhood, that Webull, that Moo. If you don't have a brokerage account, you need that. If you've already missed where you can get your free grants, you can get your free government money, put in your zip code, findhelp.org is there. If you're having mental health problems, then hit 211 on your phone. If you know somebody else, then go tell them 211.org. Get that help right now, and they're there available 24/7. Somebody's going to answer the phone, because when Matthew Lesko was on here 2 years ago, it was 10 o'clock at night. And he said, yes, Eric, if you have somebody right now who has mental health, you can call 211. I said, hold on, Matthew Lesko. You know where you're at. This is the SSN Nation. We're live. Let me check what you're saying right now. Oh, somebody answered. Oh, yes, no, I'm not trying to hurt myself. I'm just trying to call because somebody else might be trying to hurt themselves. She goes, oh, hold on now. We can help you right now. I was like, right now? It's like 11 at night. What are you talking about? She's like, oh, no, we help all the time. I said, oh, Mr. Matthew Lesko was correct. He was not lying to us. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people can talk, but some people talk too much. And some people are talking and telling you what's going down, and you got to listen. You got to pay attention. So let's get down to the keys. You're going to need some property. to make some money, right? I don't even care if you don't want to rock with Airbnb or VRBO or the short term rental game, but then you better rock with the FHA game. FHA has a 3.5% down. I call it 4% because there's fees. So 4% down, ladies and gentlemen, with a 580 credit score. Come on. A 550 credit score. Come on. And up. You have no excuse. You can get an FHA loan for a house, but why make that maneuver? That is ridiculous. I told all my friends when I was 18, 19, 20, I said, guys, get an FHA loan and get a duplex. They go, what's a duplex? I know we were too young. They were too young. I was ahead of the game. I said, because then I have rent for life. I never have to work again. They're like, what? You're only like 20 years old. What are you talking about right now? No, what are you talking about? I just said you never have to work again because you have a unit that you're renting on one side of it, paying for the other side, if that's a duplex, but you can have a threeplex. So then you live in the other one for a year. That's the rules. So then two places are renting while you live in the other one and they're paying for your rent. And then after a year, you move out. Now you have all three units paying your mortgage, plus you have profit. And you know, now you go get yourself another house while you're working. That profit's going to pay for it, most of it, if not all of it. So now it's easy street for the rest of your life. You can go anywhere you want, hang out, do whatever you want, talk smack if you want, and kick their ass if you want. That's what we do, ladies and gentlemen. Because once you have freedom, the only thing that happens is it's freedom temporarily, but it's freedom. And once you have the money coming in, financial freedom, financial independence, where that money's coming in regardless of anything else, that means you get to go anywhere you want, anytime you want, wake up when you want, how you want. I'm going to tell you right now, I haven't had a clock for 30 some years. I don't have an alarm clock to wake up to for 30 some years. Just so you guys understand the situation. All right? I've been going through life for the last 30 plus years, waking up when I want, how I want, however I want, staying up late if I want, waking up where I want, go wherever I want. And some of you may not know that also meant that I get to do some other things that I never thought I'd be doing. Like, I'm about to show you something right now. Here, check this out. I played this video before, but just check this out right here.
Come on, come on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. See, while you're going through life, then all of a sudden somebody says something about poker. I'm like, wait, I can play poker. Come on, let's go. And it turns into a professional poker career. Can you believe this? Crazy. I'm having fun. Now, instead of me paying to be going to Aruba or Australia or other locations around the world, I'm sponsored because I was kind of that good. So they sponsor me, pay my airfare, pay my hotel, give me $1,000 to $2,000 or more. $2,500 was the max. And all I had to do was wear their hat or wear their gear, or both, because all the events are on TV. You heard of the World or a Series of Poker. You heard of World Poker Tour. Some of you have heard of the Latin Poker Tour, the Asian Poker Tour. Yeah, I was in all of them, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly right. Flying around the world free. And I will say this. What was always cool was when the guys would call me up, because most of my poker friends are single, divorced. because it takes a lot of work to be at tables sitting there for hours on end. Tournaments, cash games, you're not home. So I would always say, I'm going to stay married. And the guys would go, what do you mean? I said, guys, forget the 1500, forget the 2 Gs. You better get my wife a plane ticket, and whatever's left over, send me the cash. I don't really care what it is. If you tell, because it's, I don't care. If it's 2 Gs, so what? I don't care. Pay it. If it's 1500, pay it. She's coming. I'm not going to be going to play poker, gone for 3, 4, 5 days, 7 days, whatever the case may be, and all that stuff. She's coming. She's going to go on the worldwide tour as well. So you see, ladies and gentlemen, you're not set in stone when you have passive income coming in. So real estate always gives you that opportunity to have passive income coming in. And if you don't like the passive income, you just hold it for a few years here in America. Because the gyrations on the real estate market, how the rich get richer, is because that also rises quickly. It beats 12% on annual returns generally. So therefore, and when you start doing the numbers, you have a $400,000 house that goes up 10%. That's 40 grand that you can sell it for. If it goes up 20% like it did 2021 and 2022 each year, now all of a sudden you have a $300,000 house that went up 20% to 360. Then the 360 went up another 20%. So it's at 450 to 460 in 2 years. Over $100,000 that if you sold it, now you say, well, I got a duffel bag of cash. I should put 50 or 60K into the stock market. And if you would have done that, oh my God, you did, that 50 or 60K would be like 6 or 700K right now. Just by doing a few stocks. I'm just saying, not even using all that cash. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, you want financial freedom. All right, Instagram, back to their gatekeeping. Meta, down for one. I love it. These guys are good. These guys are good for what they do. I love it. They're like clockwork. You can easily see what's going to happen. The Hammer Larry, welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. Another investor's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Another great person as well. And she brings her tagline this evening. Hello all. Hello to you. Hopefully everybody's doing well in your family. And we're moving, we're rolling, we're rocking, and we got Brian P. Mr. Dividend has arrived. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. And he brings his tagline this evening. Happy day, Eric. I hope all is well with you and your family. Happy day, SSN family. Smash that like button. Give it a 1 piece, ladies and gentlemen, because again, we're coming. Just saying, we're coming. Brian P., I'm not going to be doing any emails tonight, unfortunately. We're going to resume that on Monday night. All right, Monday night, because you know what? Since I'm over here in Cali right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting some of that California love because it's like 80 degrees out, nice and blue skies, sunshiny. I'm like going over to the storage and I'm like, hold on. What am I thinking? I got a damn motorcycle sitting in here. Why am I sitting around in a car? Although we do have the drop top, so it's no big deal. But I said, I got to go get the motorcycle. So now, on Father's Day, I'm going to go get the motorcycle. Going to have some fun. So once again, that means it could be the scenic route. So that means I might be making another SSN Lifestyle movie because there is some interesting things happening this weekend. We're having like a little wine and music and jazz and all these kind of things by the river. I might have to, have a little SSN Lifestyle for you guys. It's all good. Thank you so much, Brian P., because we got to do those PSAs for recall. In fact, you know what? I might have to change up on my thought process because, we can't have people out here messed up like that, right? We can't have people messed up. We got to know about the recalls because there's a recall every day, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know what country you live in? They want you to be sick. So if you don't know that some things are hazardous to your body and you're taking it and eating it and drinking it and slapping it on, you'll be at the hospital. And in case you haven't noticed, or maybe you don't know, there are people going to the hospital thinking they have insurance, thinking they're covered, and after they get their procedures or medical attention matters handled, all of a sudden they're getting a bill in the mail. And people are like, what the hell is this? What is this? What do you mean? What kind of nonsense is this? This is crazy right now. Um, by the way, I want to say something that we knew was going to happen. IRS considers requiring dual citizens for self-identify on tax returns. Ladies and gentlemen, do you understand what a fascist regime would do? You're trying to get people to fill out forms, such as voting forms, such as if you're getting a loan forms. This was illegal before. You know, when things used to say you can't discriminate based on color of skin, religion, nationality, all that stuff. Sorry, because we have people who don't believe in the Constitution any longer and rocking with it. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to come back to haunt your ass. And here it comes right now. IRS considers requiring dual citizens to self-identify on tax return. What the? I'm paying taxes. Who gives a? I'm sorry. This is just going to make me go off, actually, because this is bad, ladies and gentlemen. Bad, bad, and more bad. Because basically, it's going to come down to you later because they're grasping at straws. We're $40 trillion in debt. And they're sitting here worrying about dual citizens. Are you serious right now? You see, these priorities are really effed up. Really, really effed up. So therefore, you have to take care of yourself with friends and family, and you have to get financial independence. Okay, the last thing I have is Gas X, which we talked about. The bloating situation. Medication has been recalled worldwide. This was like a month back. So, again, people may know about it, may not know about it. But here's what we are going to do about it. I'm going to put it in the chat room so you guys are going to have it. So I don't want you guys to, we got to keep up the PSAs out here. Uh-oh, what happened? We got to keep up the PSAs. Public service announcements. All right? We have to. That was one of the last ones. And the dual citizenship thing is crazy. That's crazy. First, they want immigrants to self-identify on any type of paperwork, such as loans or any services that they can actually really get. And they're like, you got to self-identify for that. Now they're telling dual citizens they got to self-identify. Sooner or later, citizens, you're going to be having to identify yourself. Good luck. Like I said, good luck. FDA reopens investigation into salmonella breakout. See, this is what happens when you say we're going to give subsidies and tax breaks to the guys, and we have Doge that just goes and cuts stuff, and they think, oh yeah, we don't have the FDA inspectors roaming around all over the country no more. What could possibly go wrong? Oh my, I don't know. Maybe a whole lot of salmonella and worm and this and that and the other. Oh yeah, that worm that eats into, oh my, meats. Did you know the Trump regime fired the people that were supposed to overlook that? I mean, Doge, which is the same thing, same regime. But now look, don't eat the meat. I'm sorry. This is craziness right now, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I'm sorry. I have to always go to this because if we didn't have all these problems, imagine what they could actually do for citizens. Okay. It's the salmonella breakout. 22 cases have emerged. It's funny how 22 cases can emerge and all of a sudden we have it. It's called Moringa. Oh no. Moringa is for people that have cancer would use this drug. I mean, it's not a drug. It's actually a supplement. So this is bothersome. Federal health authorities have reopened a multi-state outbreak investigation tied to salmonella contamination and dietary supplements containing moringa, with the case court rising to 119 infections across 36 states since the probe began last year. See, this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is why these dietary supplements sometimes could be dangerous for your health. Because a lot of people, they get these dietary supplements, they don't know the source of what's in the bottle. See, like I said, since the wife is in this, trust me, you have to check everything. But see, American citizens aren't going to be paying a few $100s to send their box of drugs to the testing labs, in our case in Cali in the Bay Area. And so that's where the problem comes in. They just go, oh, everybody says it's all good. The advertising looks like it's good. Then they take it. No, these things are tainted because they don't care. Just like the United States government doesn't care if you take pharmaceutical drugs when they know they're bad for you. It's the same thing. That's why you can only go with reputable places. And that's why you shouldn't be taking something called doctors or TNV vitamins. Another one's called doctors. I can't really tell what that is. It looks like it looks like Doctor's Pride. It's just a reflection. No wonder. Doctor's Pride, that's one of them. TNV vitamins is another. So if you're taking that right now, salmonella, these are powdered. That means that's bad. That's bad. May 27, after 22 new illnesses surfaced in 4 states following the initial closure of the probe. Oh my, they closed it in March 17th. And a few days later, people were getting sick again. Total Nutrition Inc. of Deer Park, New York, voluntarily recalled 2 products. TNV Vitamins Ultra Potent Complete Green Seafood Moringa Capsules. And Doctor's Pride Complete Green Jesus. And the worst part is the people taking this generally have immune problems or cancer. That's generally why you might want to take this, right? And you can't even take this. By the way, if you're going to take moringa, you can't take this like a normal thing. You can't take it like for weeks at a time. There's a buildup. You're only supposed to take it for a short amount of time. You should not be taking it like every day, every morning for like a month or 2. You guys can look it up yourself, all right? That's why you have AI and that's why you have Google these days. But the fact of the matter is, it says it right here. Official suspect, a common source of contamination. And of 79 people interviewed, 89% reported consuming a product containing moringa leaf powder. See what I'm saying? Again, you guys don't know what's in these products. You don't know manufacturing facilities. If first of all, manufacturing facilities, just like any facility. If I have T-shirts and I'm gonna bring them over to get screen printed, the screen print shop says, "Hey Eric, we got your 3 dozen shirts." They don't know the quality. They don't care about the quality of the shirts. They're making the screen print. The same thing happens here. When somebody says, I want this moringa product made, the guys will say, well, if we do it, it's going to be X price. If you source the items and ship them in, then we'll do it that way. Oftentimes it's the other way because you can get stuff from outside the United States. It's a hell of a lot cheaper. But the problem is this right here usually happens. But even inside of America, it could happen because there's no real regulation. Remember this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. We got more to talk about because we need that financial freedom for you guys. We can't be having you sitting on the sidelines watching the parade keep going by on our watch. But don't worry, we have something coming. Don't worry. I have one last piece of the puzzle to put together. The puzzle is actually together, but there's one puzzle of this right here is for a capitalism situation. There's nothing that I can bring the OCs, the ordinary citizens, there so far. But there might be. I don't know yet because all the pieces haven't been fully formed within the structure. There's more pieces that's coming, and there may be something where we can help you make a little bit of extra revenue. In fact, I already know we have something that could, but not everybody would want to do it. So we're going to have to figure out some way that you can actually make some money doing something else with it because we got to help people, right? That's what we want. Less friction. Make sure it's nice and easy for you. All right, let me see if there's anything else that I got back here in the back office. Oh, by the way, hold on. Let me do this for everybody right now before I forget. You guys are going to need this. All right, there's the link. Everybody should have it no matter where you're watching from. There's the link, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Oh, maybe I already did it. But anyhow, there's the links. All right, let's go. Are you guys having anything planned for this weekend for everybody? Happy Father's Day this weekend, I understand. So hopefully your loved ones will be around you. And if they are, if they aren't, hopefully you'll have a wonderful weekend. Okay? Like I said, I figured I might as well bust out the ride. So we'll see how it happens. I'm thinking I might want to go up to, oh, beautiful Lake Tahoe. Might be a nice little Tahoe ride. That would be cool because Tahoe is one of the most romantic places on the planet to me. And I can verify because I used to be single, you know. And women love to go up there. Fresh air, nice scenery, water, boats, beach, lake beach, shows, casinos, action, right? And then some of the places are themselves fireplace, jacuzzis, romantic, or lake views. It's beautiful, beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. All right, here we go. Happy Father's Day. Thank you, MDA0214. Happy Father's Day to you as well, and welcome. Another investor's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. And he's not just any old investor. He looks into the paperwork. He sits there and goes, hey, how much did these guys make last year and the year before and the year before? What's their trend? What's happening? How much money are they really making out here? He checks out his work. He does his homework. He deserves all the accolades for this. And of course, those who are prepared can prepare to make money. That's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, welcome NDA0214 to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. Happy Father's Day once again to you and everybody watching. So thank you so much for that. Peace and love, brother. Welcome, warm shadows, to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. I love the peace. I love the love. Now let's come along and kick their ass. I'm having a little fun with this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. It's probably too much fun, but I'm having fun with that. I'm sorry. I know you're tired of hearing it, but okay, I'll do it the right way. Elite, best in class, prestige, enterprise grade, and we're gonna kick their ass. All right, that's the right way. Sorry. By the way, is that gonna be hold on? Can I make a T-shirt out of that? Elite, best in class. Oh yeah, we can do it. We can do it. We can do it. Prestige, enterprise grade, and we're gonna kick the. Yeah, we can do it 4 lines, but I'm just saying we got to have a little fun, right? What's wrong with a little fun for a little $25 T-shirt, $35 T-shirt, and I just make up some? How about that? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm having a little fun tonight. You got to have a little fun. Every day above ground means you can have another chance to be a better person and another chance to kick their ass. I'm not saying in a derogatory way. When I'm saying I'm kicking their ass, it's not really that. It's in business. It's in business, not really physical. It's in business. So it's a mindset business wise. So you're competing in business. That's the thing that people forget. When they run a business, they forget somebody's trying to beat you, trying to take your customers away. That's literally what capitalism is. It's like you can survive for 5 years, let's say, but then there's some new upstart over here that has some other twist on something, and the next thing you know, your customers are going over to the new upstart. Then the old guard comes in and they come up with something new, and then people migrate back to the old guard, let's say. That's capitalism. So if you can't get customers, that means you took them away from somebody else or you're sharing them, but you better be sharing them or taking them away. Otherwise, you're not going to be in business too long, right? So that's how it works. So just that, so I'm having a little fun. So it's not like physical harm or anything like that, just in case you guys are thinking it's harmful. It's not harmful. We're talking about business ventures, and we're talking about the entry point in the market that we're going to be in, that we're going to be disruptive. And we will be kicking their asses. Literally, that's what's going to happen in business. And they're going to be trying to stop us, because they're going to be like, oh my God, we didn't see this coming. How did he figure this out? Oh, I have help. That's how. Jeez. And it's an SSN Nation member, which even makes this even sweeter. This is like the golden. This is so golden for me. Golden to have an actual member of SSN Nation helping along with the ride. This is going to be one for the ages. Like I said, You guys, you might want to record these. You might want to keep everything down, because when this big ticking time bomb happens, you guys can replay all of this stuff that these shenanigans I've been doing, and you'll be like, this is what he was talking about back then, last year. That's what you're going to be saying. You're going to be like, oh, this is what he was talking about. But remember, you don't know me. Just play it around. All right, ladies and gentlemen, come on. Seriously, the rich are getting richer. You're going to have to buy assets before it's too late. Because ultimately what's going to end up happening is the rich can buy up a lot of assets when they become available. So you have to preemptively buy them now before the values increase. So that could be a lot of things. That could be gold and silver. You can say that's a little bit of asset, so you get a little bit of that, right? It could be some stocks on the stock market that you're buying up. So they're also buying them up. They buy them up in more bulk than you do, but you still have to own some, because then it rises. You get to ride on their coattails. They are always going to make the stock market go up. But for how long this time, I don't know, because the thing is, they're going to be new institutions aren't going to be able to invest like they have, I predict, in about 2 years, because then it's just them. They're going to be the ones holding the bag. And that's where the problem's going to come for them later. And that's why you have to be prepared. That's why you always have to have your duffel bag of cash. You got to have your weapons to deploy later. You don't need to deploy all your weapons. You should always have weapons in your back. All right? You got to have weapons buried underground somewhere. Weapons buried in a tree, under a tree trunk. Something. You don't put them in the walls. Okay? You don't put them in the vents. Just saying. You don't put them under carpet, in trap doors. Although that's not too bad. But the point is, you better come up with better hiding places. You got to have some duffel bags of cash. Because if the banks are closed, if Wall Street's closed, any of those things are closed, your cards, some people have cards that go to their brokerage accounts, right? That you can... All of a sudden, you can't do that either on your brokerage account, your bank account, your ATM. You better have some duffel bags of cash sitting around. Just saying. So, financial freedom is just that. Financial independence is so you can do things if pressed. All right? You always have options. You always have opportunities. So you guys should be thinking about staying around, because you need to get those opportunities and you need to take advantage of them. It's going to be scary. It's very scary out here. You don't know what's going to happen. We don't know when the next war is going to break out around, not in the USA, but outside the United States, using the United States military. You never know what's going to happen these days. So, again, all this activity roaming around does not dispel or stop you from having to get assets. So make it a priority. Do not sit on the sidelines. Even if you have $5, like Post-Retirement Travel said, a cup of coffee worth every day adds up, especially if you're getting 10% annual returns. And if you're getting more than that, congratulations, because then you're going to be able to do some damage later, but you got to start. You can't sit on the sidelines. So just keep that in mind. So we need your credit right. So, of course, I should talk about Smart Credit. Smart Credit, one of the best credit monitoring systems. Use our link, because sometimes they have specials with the Stop Struggling Now link. You never know. Sometimes, these guys are pretty good to us. I looked on there, like I said, one time, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, wait a minute, they're giving these guys $1 a month for 6 months? I was like, hell, hold on, man. What are you guys out here doing? So they're a credit monitoring system, and they're pretty inexpensive. You might have the latest promo. Oh, what's happening here? Oh, man, okay, we'll do it this way. Let's see. Yeah, that's good. We can live with that one. So there goes a link right there. And I threw a little bonus in there for you. National Credit Direct. So if somebody has bad credit, you can go see them guys. And of course, it's going to be a lot of money. But you can get up to $2,500 worth of items to actually go to your credit report. And then it'll report your monthly payment on time. But again, that's a whole nother animal. But Smart Credit actually monitors your credit. It also gives you identity theft fraud for you and everybody in your family that has the same address on their credit profile. They don't have to sign up all with Smart Credit, only one person in the household, that's valuable in itself. And then, of course, it tells you when to pay during the month to improve your credit score. That's valuable. There's also a ledger in there so it can keep track. If you load up all of your expenses, all of your money coming in, then it can track your expenses for you and how to make payments and pay it down. That's very valuable. The FICO 8 scores there if you want to go out and buy a liability like a car, ill advised. But if that's what you want to do, so do it. Okay? FICO 8's in there. The other 3 credit bureaus are in there. Your hiring index score is in there, which is very, very valuable. All of that's in there. And then there's more. So go check them out at smartcredit.com. But use the link down below in the description box and in the chat room first, because we do get an affiliate link. Let's go. All right. Speaking of Pellegrino, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, this stuff is like 50 cents a bottle. I mean, oh, sorry. It's not 50 cents a bottle for you. Sorry. It's like $1.75, $2. All right. So let's go. We got some more things to talk about, because if we do stocks, if we do real estate, that's the old standby, old guard. We got to do commercial property as well. I went up to the fourplex with FHA. But here's where the real game changers are. If you're able to buy commercial property, just like everybody wants to buy apartments or hotels and things of this nature, gas stations are actually a different animal. But all those require 20 to 25% down payment. Those are very difficult in this environment because the rich separation between the ordinary citizens is getting wider. So the problem is, even I, because I've been gone too long, can't even get funding. I can't call somebody up and be like, hey man, I'm going to do this. I need some funding. Them guys are like, oh, hold on, man. We're kind of tight. I'm like, oh, okay. Those guys I used to just call up, just like when 2 years ago I was trying to do something and I called them up and they said, we're kind of tight. We told you we were going to do it, like old times. And then after we got stuff going, it's like, well, I don't know if I can send you the 25, 30 G's. I was like, oh, man. All right, let's go. Do you check out any of the videos I sent you? No, I haven't seen any videos. They might be blocked. Hold on a second. Let's go. No videos. Hold on a second. What is that? Oh, no video. No videos. Let me go check junk mail. How are you sending them? Are you sending them to the email? No, I'm not getting any videos. That would be attachments. Remember, you can only send like 20 megabyte, or is it 20 megabytes or 20 gigabytes? Remember, you can only send like 20 gigabytes, I believe, or 20 megabytes. I don't remember. Yeah, no, I don't see. Where are you sending them to? Are you sending them to support at stopstrugglingnow.com? Or are you sending them to WhatsApp? Or are you sending them to Facebook group? Where are you sending them? Because no, I have no videos. Zero. I got somebody sending me something about something. This is interesting. This is interesting. Really? Oh, interesting. Somebody sent me some about some assets. I'm gonna have to check this out. What are they saying right now? Let's go. What the heck? This is interesting. I'm about to put them in a box. Let's see what they got going on. Okay, we'll have to check this out in a minute. Somebody trying to get on board early. They must have heard. They say they saw some of the video. Okay, I see what you're doing. No videos, man. Zero. Junk mail, nothing. Nothing. and other boxes, nothing. So you're probably gonna have to be on the WhatsApp group or something and send them. Comment section. Oh, you can't send videos in the comment section, man. They go dead. Nobody can send videos, just me. I don't even. Hold on, let me see if I can see them. I don't even think I can see them. They're automatically DOA on arrival. DOA. And by the way, you know what? I'm going to end this live stream right now in a little bit. But here's the thing. I was just getting ready to say a perfect lesson. So I had my motorcycle for a long time. And so I always had this one little thing that would happen. Even though the bike never stopped, stalled, nothing. But when I drive, we'd ride for maybe an hour, hour and a half. And then all of a sudden, we pull over, because usually when you're on a run, you go like 30 minutes spot to spot to spot. Or I'll make a run for like a 30, 40-minute ride, go to the river. And then if I leave right away, the bike would always act like it wouldn't start or it wasn't going to. And so it would always be like a low start situation. But I never really thought anything about it this whole time. So today I need a new battery. Because like I said, it's been in storage. So I said, let me get a new battery, get it handled. And so I actually asked AI because the thing is, the way the bike was initially built, it's a touring bike. It has a windshield. It has everything. That's how it actually came. And so therefore, it's a little more energy usage and things of this nature is needed because there's some other gauges and things like that. So, but I never paid no attention because I always got what the manufacturer says. So I never thought anything about it. That's all I've ever gotten is the same one. So I hit up AI today and I just said, hey, I always have a problem with batteries. You know what? I need another battery. So I was like, what battery should I use? So they started listing some batteries and I'm like, that's not the ones I normally get. And they're like, oh no, the one you have, you supposed to have this level of battery power. And I'm like, of course, you know what comes next. How much? Oh, $239? What the? Okay, fine. The new AGM battery. Okay, fine. But now I have to double check and triple check. And now I start checking and come to find out my battery I was always using was not the 20. It was like the 14. YTX 14 instead of YTX 20. HL. It can't be an L at the end either. It should have heavy duty HL. Even the manufacturer never said nothing. So I never knew anything, right? It'd be like you stop. If you stay for like 30, 40 minutes, then it just starts right up anyhow. But because of the heat dissipation, because it sits underneath your seat next to the engine, when you stop, your engine's heated. And so your electricity, electricity doesn't like heat, just so you guys understand. So if you come back out in the car and it heated up, and I don't know how hot it gets, but it's hotter than 300 or 400 degrees, that's for sure. So the fact of the matter is, it actually short circuits because now the resistance with the electricity, there's a problem. So learn that today. Learn something new every day. It's unbelievable. So we're going to find out. All right, let's go. Eric, any trends on your rentals? No. They say the economy is bad. It is bad. But you know what it is. I told you guys this from before. The top 10%, the top 15%, they have money to always travel. So people are still going to... First of all, there's 8 billion people in the world. If you still have a top 15%, that's a lot of people. All right? That's still over... what is that? That 1 billion people still have enough money to do whatever they want. 1 billion people. So yes, there will be travel. That's not going to stop anybody. And that's why I always said, if you're going to buy real estate, you should always trend towards upscale luxury. Because the higher your upscale luxury, the higher you get to charge, the higher that eliminates friction, that stops people from not coming, because the people that will spend that money are the same people that are always able to travel. And that's why a property like Margaritaville stands out very well, because they have a premium product and it caters to those exact people that will be in the top 20% of the wealthiest. They're coming. And that's how these brands survive. Like the Marriotts and the Conrads and all these Four Seasons and all these, is because they charge an arm and a leg for their nights. 500 to me is an arm and a leg. 600 per night is an arm and a leg to me. So somebody's staying at their place for 5, 6 days and they're spending 4 or 5 G's. They don't care. Most people won't be spending 4 or 5 G's for a week. They don't care. But they're going to stay there because guess who's not there? OCs, generally. You get where we're going now? So that's why you always want those upscale type luxury properties, or you want properties that feel upscale luxury. So let's get back to DR, for instance, is the perfect example. All right, it was about life insurance. Oh, you still on that life insurance kick. All right. So are you into the infinite banking loop now? Have you actually pulled the trigger? Are you doing the infinite banking? Because again, it does work, but again, it's kind of it's your money, but you do have protection. So that's one of the things, right? You do have insurance protection, but it's your money that you're putting in, and then you do get a little percentage annually. But again, to borrow against, they start charging now, so it's not free. But that's cool. I'll check. Well, I can't get it. If you put it in the chat room, I won't get it. You're going to have to send an email, maybe, support@stopstrugglingnow.com. Oh, that's right. I was going to go look, too, just in case. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys smash that like button, please. That would be greatly appreciated. At least let the YouTube gods, the Twitch gods, the Facebook gods, and the other guys know that we got some love. Let me go check this out. Oh, by the way, make sure you guys are fully subscribed, because YouTube has this nasty habit of unsubscribing subscribers. Very nasty of them. All right. So that may be why a lot of you don't receive any notifications. Just saying. And you just get lucky to find out we're live. And July 1st, Johan Confidante, the preeminent lawyer in all of DR, is going to be here in the house late night on July 1st. Whether it's 8:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 7:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, he's going to be here. So there's your opportunity, free to answer and ask questions. He's going to answer your questions, no charge. Get it while it's hot, because if you don't, next time you're going to have to see him, it's going to be, I'm a part of the SSN Nation. And then he's going to give you the news. This is how much it's going to cost you. All right. So you're going to have free answers, real estate investing in the Dominican Republic. And I'm sure he has a lot to say, because we haven't had him on for like 2 years. So he's going to have a lot to say about what's been happening lately in the DR. So I advise you to listen and not play around, especially if you're an investor there. All right. Let's see where we're at here. I'm on the live. Oh, I'm on the stream. Okay, stream is up. Looking good. Having a little fun. Let's see. What's this? Moderation. What is this? There ain't no moderation on here. Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh no, those are my links. Yeah, it's doing what it's supposed to do. Nobody can leave links except me. That's it. We don't have moderators, but they're trying to give me one. I don't like gatekeepers having access. I sound like a lunatic half the time when people are like, I don't like gatekeepers. I'm like, you're a gatekeeper. I don't sign up with you. Well, I'm signed up right now only out of having fun. I mean, this is a platform that allows a lot of people to see and hear what we're doing, but anytime these guys are saying we want to hook you up with this, that, and the other, I basically ignore it. It's nice of them. But nonetheless, we're going to wrap this up. It's 1 hour and 20 minutes. The weekend is already here. Like I said, I'm already thinking about California love. That's what I'm thinking about this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. No, I'm not into infinite banking. To me, it's a tax-free bond alternative. See, that's what I like to hear, MDA. That's my assessment too, an alternative. That's exactly the way I look at it. I'm like, why am I going to jump through all these hoops? It just seems a little bit like I don't, I mean, it can work, but as you know, I can extract money from my assets the same way, except my assets are going to grow faster than the 4% anyhow. And I don't even have to put in but a certain amount of money, and they're just going to grow. So it's like, uh, and I can borrow against. So again, it's kind of weird. It works in some instances. It can work. I'll put it that way. It can be beneficial. But the younger you are, the better it works. That is for sure. If you can start this at 25, that would be so much better. Or 30 at max. But if you're under 30 and do it, that's the best thing ever because your premiums are lower, a lot lower. So that matters a lot. And that's one of the things about it. But I appreciate you talking about it and mentioning it. But no, I cannot get the email. I can't get that you can't drop a link in the chat. That is off limits. All right. Yes, you can do all that, but there are huge differences. Is why I was just sending content to look at. I understand there's a lot of differences, a lot of different ways. That's why I was just like, man, forget this. I can invest. We can earn over 12%. It's like, or I'll just put it this way. We can earn over 11% every year. So it's kind of like, why am I earning 4? Why am I? It starts, the numbers just don't make sense to me. Even though I like the I like it because it has protection on it. And it also has where you can actually create your own banking environment. But I just don't, it never grabbed my overall like enthusiasm. So we talked about it. I made videos about it. He goes, not true. Guy started at 40 and have over 10 policy. He acts as a hard money lender through his policies. That's possible. But see, again, you like those stories. You like those stories. Here's the story I'm going to tell you, MDA0214. I want you to give me the story how you're going to do it now. See, that's the difference. I can talk about a story, but tell me how a person is going to do it now in this environment when 80% of the people are living paycheck to paycheck. See, this is what I'm saying. I understand that the people with money can do whatever they want. They can make it work. But it does matter. When I have the X generation, 30% of the United States population can only rent a room or rent an apartment, and they are in their mind settling in where they won't own anything. 30% of our population, that is bad. Very bad. Those are the movers and shakers of tomorrow that aren't moving and shaking because it costs too much money. And they can't do what you're saying that they should do. That's the problem. And that's the 30 and under guys right now. And they can't pay our Social Security either. So that's why they have to move the Social Security up to 70, whether it's going to be this year or next. It's going to get there. So retirement, good luck. So messing around doing this for a new person versus however he got it, I don't know his time frames. I don't know when he started, but we can always have 100 examples, 1,000 examples. But unfortunately, we got 300 million people in this country. We got 8 billion people in the world. And half the world is broke. They're broker than anybody in America. Half. 4 billion people. So again, you are at a different, you're looking at things differently. The OC way, 8 out of 10 people are living paycheck to paycheck. So how can they do this? 7 out of 10 don't have 1,000 in their bank account. How can they do this? 6 out of 10 don't have 500 in their bank account. How can they do this? If you come up with that game plan and they can do this, now we got something to talk about. That would be a great business, because otherwise, this living paycheck to paycheck with costs rising every month, a different piece of the puzzle that you have to pay expenses for keep rising. So the only answer is, where can you get passive income coming in? Where can you get some money coming in that you don't have to work for? Because right now, a lot of people have to do earned income, meaning they have to do hand-to-hand combat, working out there, grabbing, slaving away, working 1 job and a half, 2 jobs and a half. That's where the problem comes in. I don't understand. I take risk in the stock market, so I don't use that strategy. To me, it's a safe place to store money. A safe place to store money is 4% treasuries, because that's all you're getting from them. Why? And in fact, there's really no difference. And see, this is where I go. If I'm going to do, let's just say I did it. If I'm getting 4% from the insurance guy, I can get 4% from treasuries, and you don't even hold it. Okay, the government, I'll deal with the government. But let's say we deal with the insurance, fine. It's still 4%. So I got to put more money in for the infinite banking to work, right? Beyond what my insurance cost. So now it turns out, okay, I'll just buy insurance anyhow. I'm still going to get 4%, but why am I going to get 4% when I can get 12? That makes no sense. Ultimately, the only reason it makes sense is when back in the day, we had these insurance policies where a person could have $1 million, and well, when you're younger, $1 million insurance policy and pay like $700 a year. Meanwhile, your cash value would grow faster. So you would generally, it used to be like 3 years, you would have a cash value. And then after that, you're off to the races because your insurance premiums are so small. So you would have 30, 40, 50,000 in your bank in 5 years that you can borrow against. And then you're off to the races. So it was easier. Now, the insurance, they're not what they used to be. And again, people under 30, where this would benefit the most because the policies are cheaper, they're living paycheck to paycheck. That's so it works for only certain people. So, but anyhow, it's worth talking about. But like I said, you got to really check it out. Everybody should check it out. If it works for you, it does. But for me, it never really, because there's pieces to it. So if I can do the pieces separately, instead of 4, I can get 12 or higher percentage annually. Then all that extra money I'm putting in there for is for what? That because I'm making 12, I'm making an extra 8% from what they are, or sometimes 10. So I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Why should I have to work for something or give them or put it in there when I had to work for that to put it in, when the other one just gives me 8 points to 10 points more, and it appreciates every year too. That's the thing. I get 8 to 10 points more plus appreciation. I'm not really caring that I'm going to borrow the money and do anything with that. That's because you're making money. You're not even really thinking about borrowing. You're not, it's not like, and even if I was, I just go to the bank and take the money out. I mean, it's kind of weird to me, but anyhow, it can work. But again, for me, I was just like, they're separate as far as I'm concerned. If you can get 12%, I'm not worrying about 4. If you say you need insurance, I say, okay, yes. But you would need insurance anyhow. But I'm not going to miss out on 8% plus 4. That's crazy. Why should I? That's crazy. I'm giving up 8 percentage points every year. That just seems crazy to me. Look up the real return to the S&P, not the average, the real return. I'm not talking about the S&P, man. You do know dividend stocks exist, right? Right. You know JEPQ is 11. Well, maybe not now because it went up, but 10.5. It used to be 12, JEPQ. All right. ORC. Remember all them things I used to talk about? They're all over 12. Maybe not now, but they used to be. And I'm in the used to be category. 14, 15, 17. See, that's what I'm saying. So I can't mess with something that's giving me 4 and then telling me I'm going to buy insurance. I'm buying insurance anyhow. So it doesn't make sense. S&P 500, if you're talking about an index fund, but if you and okay, I can't right now with this. If you were at in 2021 when we're here and we're talking about Nvidia, and Nvidia is like $45. 5 years later, 10 shares of Nvidia would now be 100 shares of Nvidia. I mean, this is what we're talking about. I mean, we're not talking about indexes. Indexes on average just do 8 to 9% annually over 20, 30 years. And actually, even that's a lie, by the way. In fact, I think you actually mentioned the lie. Here's what, yeah, see, it's 7%. He is right about this 7%. What's happened is they took a time, like a 20-year span or a 30-year span, and then they said, well, this is what it is 9% on average, right? That's what everybody hears, 8 to 9%. But in reality, it's not really 8 or 9. It's really a little lower. 7% is probably about right. And so now you had an explosion under, well, ever since Obama, there's been an explosion on the stock market. It just keeps going up. Yeah, sure, it goes down, but it still keeps going up. Just hold on, it keeps going up. And so that's why the wealthy keeps getting wealthier. But anyhow, enough of this conversation right now, because ladies and gentlemen, it's Financial Friday Night live stream. We got to get hands on. You're going to start thinking about assets in a different way. We've talked about it in the future, in the past, but the future is intellectual properties, trademarks, patents, and your own IPs. Write a book, audiobook it. I don't really care what you're doing. You're going to need some IP that you can license, sell, use, make money from. Putting it on platforms, make money. Something of along those lines. It's going to be based on what we've been doing now for the last 10 years on social media platforms where people get checks. The problem with the checks coming from social media platforms are you getting 30% or 40% or 50% or 60% of the money that the platform gets? That's where the big problem comes in. Because if the platform's getting $1,000 and then you're only getting 450 of the 1,000, wouldn't it be a lot better if you actually got the 1,000, right? But the platform's in business that way, and that's why your information and your subscribers and all that stuff is in their hands and they're using it, right? So those are the things that you got to start thinking about going forward. You can't be messing around out here no more. You can't be doing fun and games. You can't be giving your IP. Like right now, I've been on here 6 years. I'm giving my IP to YouTube. They get to make the bulk of the money. I don't even get a check. I mean, what's my checks? We don't even have that many viewers, right? According to them. So I don't even get checks because my check is below the $100 threshold. So when you get like $20, $15, $20 a month, that takes X amount of months to get to 100. 6, 7 months. That's why I always say I don't get money from them guys. And then when they banned us and they took away the monetization for almost a year and a half, or it was a year and a half, and then they canceled everybody's memberships. So again, this is the problem out here. You're working on their platform. So now you need to get your IP, you own whatever you're doing. That would be good. Who said that you have to take one or the other? I can pull money from there to buy Nvidia and my money will still grow. Again, 4%. Stop talking to me about 4%, man. Do you understand inflation was 4.2%? That means you're not gaining anything. I don't understand where you're. This makes no sense. See, again, 3.2, 3.4, 4.2%, 4.7%, and they're lying to you. It's not that small of an inflation is higher. Inflation is double digits. It's 10, it's 11. So if you can't get 10 or 11 in the first place, you're losing. So talking to me about 4% that's a no-go zone. Who the hell why would anybody think about 4%? I can buy JEPI and sit there and say, oh, okay, I'll take 9%. But why would I take 9%? That doesn't even make any sense. 0 cents. Okay, $100,000. 4% is 104. 12% is 112. You start calculating this stuff over years, it starts getting a wide margin. And you didn't have to pay any money for the appreciation of the stock. So now your stock price is more and you're still getting 12%. I don't understand. That difference right there, if you walked up one day and woke up and said, oh, I'll just borrow against the difference, we have a $30,000 gap in a matter of 3 to 4 years between your 4% and my 12. So if I didn't have to earn it either, I didn't have to put money in either. That's the point. I didn't have to put no additional money in, right? So if we go with our 9% or 7% appreciation on the actual stock itself, now it's even bigger of a gap. While I'm sitting there putting my money into a 4% thing, that money could have been in a higher thing in the first place. And now we have a $40,000 to $50,000 gap. You say, I have insurance. And I say, so do I. What's the difference? You're paying a premium. What's the difference? We're both paying a premium. So again, you're talking about something you don't even do. So stop talking, man. We ain't talking about this no more. I'm not talking about this. I thought the same as you until I did more research. Now I'm going on 2 policies. Well, go on 2 policies, man. Again, I don't understand what what you mean by the 2 policies. But you might want to enlighten people how much the policies cost. For instance, because unless you're like 35, maybe 30 and under, the policy's not going to be, I don't think, $75 a month or nothing. And even then, you still have only 4%. So you can get more policies. You can borrow against your cash value when you get to your cash value, because it used to be 4, 5 years to get to your cash value that would be worth anything other than a few $1,000s. I understand if you go that 90 something, but again, you better wake up for that MEC. You're going to be messing around. And again, you can only do so much. You can't go overboard. Otherwise, government interference. But nonetheless, I get what you're trying to say, but it makes no sense. I don't see how it makes sense. I just really don't. I mean, if the thing was like, let's say, if it was like, actually, I don't see how 7 or 8% even doesn't. I'm just like, I don't understand. I mean, it just doesn't rise. We're still making 4%. We're still paying a premium. We could be earning 8% points above it to 15. I mean, like, geez, we're still carrying over from ARR. That is 20%. That's crazy, right? Just saying. It's crazy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got to wrap it up. Have a great weekend. This is what we're talking about every Monday, Wednesday, Friday night, and I hopefully will see you on Monday, because I'm going to be in a good mood. All right? Because it's going to be a great weekend. And like I said, I got that California love going down right now as we speak. And they have some events happening this weekend, like right now, Juneteenth at the state capitol in Sacktown. Live music going down in just a few minutes. And you know what? It's 10 minutes away. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great weekend. Start it off right, but be safe out here. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, ladies and gentlemen, And that's why you got to watch your back no matter where you go. Watch the front, watch the back, and make sure that you guys stay safe out here. And everybody, as Post Retirement Travel says, wish those fathers a very happy Father's Day Sunday. Exactly. And Post Retirement Travel, we got to talk. I forgot to tell you, go check July. I put in July 3rd through the 10th in Punta Cana, right? That's what we looked at on Wednesday. I suggest you go over there because I was looking at some places to stay for a week. You're not going to like the numbers. $800, $600 for the week. 1 bedrooms with ocean views by the marina. In the marina. Not good. Just saying. So anyhow, go check it out, man. We didn't go past July 3rd, but that was on Wednesday. So that was the 17th. Still 2 to 3 weeks away. It was 2 weeks is the 24th, 31. So yeah, it was 2.5 weeks away. And I don't know if it was dynamic pricing or not, but that is not good. All-time record highs, by the way. We're over by 10%. And if this holds up for the whole year, which I don't know how, but if it does, then instead of 8.8, it goes to 9.6. But we should have been at 10.5 to 11. And unfortunately, 2027, we're supposed to be another 11.5 to 12. And that means you would need another 10% to make it respectable. But you would still be behind by over 1 million plus passengers. And I don't know if this is going to be sustainable. Really, because now the Middle East, okay. The Middle East was almost ready to roll. I was getting ready to say some of these people are going to start dispersing back over to the Middle East, UAE, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and all that stuff. But we'll see what happens. But nonetheless, we wish all the fathers happy Father's Day. Be safe out there, and you guys know what to do. No matter what happens, no matter what goes down, make sure you keep your head up. Keep moving. And I'm out.